It is true that leaders are not coming out very well in terms of how best we can share these resources. However, there are some few challenges that bar the leaders not to come out very clearly. For example, in Mandera, Wajir, Marsabit, Turkana, the resources are no longer there. So the resources have narrowed towards the neighboring counties, which are slightly better than those areas which are already been hit hard by the drought. Now, if your counterparts in those counties are not willing to welcome these communities who have came here to share with them the resources, it will be very difficult for the leaders of those areas which have been affected to come out and say, you guys, you are supposed to share the resources. From which angle will they going to influence the community when there is a barrier between them and the community, and that is the leadership of that county and that area. So I think it should be as a national, well, you know, the reason as to why it should be cleared a disaster is because the national government will take control over that. The counties will have minimum role other than joining and supporting the county the national government in the response, and that way the national government can dictate how best those resources can be shared from any part of the country, so long as the resources is available in that particular county, and the people who have come there to come and search for those resources are from the neighboring county, and they are Kenyans. So I think why the leaders are insisting that this should be declared a national disaster is because they want the national government to play a bigger role than the county government, who are narrowly finding a way of protecting their own and protecting the people of their county, so that they don't also go through the same crisis during this period. Nobody knows how long the drought will take. As the weatherman already mentioned, that the sixth cycle might be experienced failing in other localities, and particularly the northern part of Kenya, where there are no now vegetation, where there are no sign of harvesting of any water or getting vegetation or vegetation for their animals. The other thing I think is because in the northern region, there's a long period of underdevelopment from previous regimes, where you find quite a number of basic things are not in place. For example, I always like telling people one thing that makes me feel bad every other time. In my own homeland, we are blessed by being at the low stream of Ethiopian highlands. And every other time Ethiopia rains, whether we get rain or not, there are big dry rivers that bring huge amount of water.
Seasonal rivers.
Seasonal rivers, which brings huge amount of waters and just passes in every settlement of our area until it goes to Indian Ocean. Why do we need to harvest water in Indian Ocean, yet the ocean does not require any water? Water is required by human beings who are living along that mainstream of seasonal rivers. So if we do a very big water harvesting strategy, where we will have big dams, it will be going to have a very successful intervention to reduce this current drastic disasters that occurs every year.